How will humans ever survive without a slightly dense robot in their car? Thought Amazon. We've put it in glasses, we've put it in a ring, we've put it in toilets.
Come back here and flush me, you disgusting animal.
They didn't put it in your toilet, but they did decide to put it in your car.
Hi everybody, I'm Amazon's face. I like to drive your car.
And I know I'm late to the party on this one, because I wasn't even going to bother. I looked at it and thought, meh, what's the point in that? And then Amazon repeatedly pushed it down my throat until I thought to myself, let's find out what that smug little smile is all about. Look at the fancy technical buzzwords they've given to this thing just to appeal to hipsters. Microfontaste, Actionstaste, Lichtbock. This isn't hipster, it's German. So what is this thing for? That's not the heading of a segment. I don't know what this thing is for. I think Amazon looked out at the marketplace and said, they're trying to put she that should not be named in a car, and they're trying to put she that should not be named in a car. We should try and put she that should not be named in a car and say it was our idea. And this kind of made sense, except for the fact that I think they saw what the market wanted and then decided to deliver this instead.
Hi everybody.
It's kind of like that time that my sister asked me to Photoshop myself into her graduation picture because she felt like I was missing. She might have got what she asked for, but it wasn't what she wanted. And that's what we've got here. The marketplace might have asked for this thing, but did they? Is this what they asked for? Problem number 1. Why does the power supply for this thing connect into the main unit instead of the stand? If the stand was the thing that was powered, you could have had it wirelessly charge the main unit so that you could disconnect the main unit without pulling cables out. This is Design 101. I imagine Amazon's design meeting went a little bit something like this. Listen up, you turds. How can we make this nice and easy so that people can remove this from their cars so it won't get stolen? Said Amazon's CEO Jeff Bezos before accidentally sneezing out a $50 bill that he had been wiping his nose on that day. Kidding, of course. Jeff Bezos wasn't there. He was on a yacht. And his employee replied, we could have the main unit wirelessly charge off its base. Mr. Bezos? Sir? Jonathan, is this going to cost me more money than if I just attach the power supply to the main unit? And with that, the employee was fired. Out of a cannon. To a fiery death. And so was the next employee who said, shall we at least give them a USB-C cable, because if we give them a micro USB cable it's going to be a pain in the butt to put in the right way around every time. And nope, we ended up with this, and it's stiff and awkward, it sucks. And I know you think I'm taking pot shots at Jeff Bezos just because he's rich. Maybe I am. But the point is this, right? He makes so much money, and that company makes so much money, that they could really stop ripping us off. And we'll talk more about the price in a minute before you jump down my throat and go, 50 quid's fine. It's not fine, and I'll tell you why. Just wait, we'll get to that in a second. Release the hounds. What do you mean we don't have any hounds? And now a word from our sponsor! Are you sick of losing your wallet? Whether you're skiing in the Alps, jogging in the park, or just sat on the sofa, a regular wallet is just a massive dickhead waiting to ruin your day. With EKSTER wallets, never leave your wallet behind again thanks to their alert system, which will notify you when your wallet goes out of Bluetooth range. Use tracking to see where your wallet was last in range so that you can track that pesky little blighter. Make chirpy little noises come out of your wallet using their app, or even by using one of those newfangled artificial intelligence gizmos. With a menagerie of colors and styles to choose from, EKSTER wallets will make you look like an absolute pimp. EKSTER wallets, because wallets shouldn't be massive heads. Is so goofy looking. I know you probably think it looks cool, but that's because you haven't realized that's a face.
His arms and legs are a stupid face. Oh god.
And once you see that, you cannot unsee it. And its eating grin is there going,
ooh, did you know Jeff Bezos is richer than 96 entire countries? Literally richer than a country. One man richer than a country. Ooh, look at
not literally telling me that. It's in my mind! The shit-eating grin isn't the worst part about it. The most ugly thing is its ridiculous stand. Look at it! It's too ugly to put in my car! Why does it stand so proud of the main unit? Why is it so tall? What is this? It looks like a crab punched it and then got its claw stuck and ripped its own arm off. It's horrible. It's absolutely the ugliest stand I have ever seen. And I know other stands are available, but the other stands aren't what it comes with, are they? This is what comes with it. Crab claw punchy mess. Crab claw punchy mess. I think all most of us wanted was to be able to ask a familiar name to load music in our car, and this achieves that really well, all but for one problem. I like to use the word computer as my wake word. Guess which wake word I can't use? Why? Amazon say it's not necessary. None of this is necessary! It's a robot in my car that I ask to play music. It's not necessary, is it? That's not a reason. That's like just saying the sky is blue. Oh, okay then. It's got nothing to do with anything. The real reason you're not allowed to use that wake word is because they want your passengers to hear you using a very specific name every single time you load anything up because you're a walking advert. I hate that. I hate it so much. I don't want to be a walking advert. I paid for this. I should get to call it whatever I want, the same way as I can all of the other Echo devices. Welcome to Mastermind. Today's contestant is Paul Hibbert from the East Midlands, and his specialist subject is the bleeding obvious. Yes, I know it's bleeding obvious that this doesn't have a screen, but hear me out, because this is actually the most important point of this video, and it's the thing that upsets me the most. This costs exactly the same amount of money as an Amazon Echo Show 5. Just think about that for a second. The Amazon Echo Show 5 has Wi-Fi built in, it's got a screen on it, it's got big, probably quite expensive speakers. None of those things exist here, and yet they're still charging you £50 for it. If this had a screen, I'd be able to load up Google Maps, I'd be able to see what songs were playing. How cool would that be? And you know why they haven't done that? And this is the really insulting part. The reason they've not done that is because that would draw too much attention to the fact that actually, that would just be a mobile phone. And if it was a mobile phone you wanted, you could get the one out of your pocket and hang on a minute. What if they just enabled She That Should Not Be Named on the She That Should Not Be Named app on your phone? Ah yes, that would have been free. You wouldn't have had to have spent £50 on this if they had just enabled it in your phone. And this brings me on to my final negative point. I actually have a Motorola phone in my pocket right now which allows me to swap out the voice assistant from Google to Amazon. I don't know why these phones aren't more popular. I reviewed them on my channel here if you're interested in seeing it. It's actually amazing. The camera on it in most scenarios beats my Samsung Galaxy S10, and it became and still is to this day my main phone. My S10 is hanging above my monitor being used as a webcam. Preposterous, I know, but that's what I ended up doing because this phone is so good. This phone does everything that this thing does and more because I can actually see what's happening on the screen. Me personally, I had no reason to buy this. I only bought it so that the trolls wouldn't be able to say, "You've never even tried it! You don't know if it's good, you haven't even tried it!" I've tried it. Let's see how trying it went. Welcome to the Batmobile, otherwise known as Paul's midlife crisis. Anisha says that this car still smells like dog and cigarettes from the previous owner. I've tried to explain to her that dogs don't smoke, but she's having none of that. And to begin with, things were going so well. I am not gonna lie, the microphones on this thing are spectacular. It didn't matter how loud I'd got the music, I could kinda raise my voice a little bit and she would hear me every single time. I compared this to saying the Google wake phrase to see if my phone would respond, and the Google wake phrase, nowhere near as good. It must have worked maybe 3 times out of 10 when I'd got the volume at that level versus the 8 times out of 10 with She That Should Not Be Named in this little gadget. So the microphones were actually unbelievable. But then,
I've just taken her for a drive and we've got a little bit of a problem. Only a small one. She's gone shy. This is ridiculous.
Okay.
How many miles to the moon?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor.
Yes. Go on. No. Nothing. Preposterous. How are you today?
I'm feeling 1 part studious and 2 parts.
Sorry? 1 part studious and 2 parts what? What was the rest of that? Nothing? Got nothing more to say?
Alexa.
Why are you so quiet today?
Here's something I found on the web.
No? What? Sorry, what was that? Okay. Nothing? No? Not gonna talk to me? You stupid bitch.
If you're one of the people typically in my comments section right now going, "Don't listen to him! This guy's a liar! It works fine for me!" This isn't a pantomime, and I'm not a pantomime villain. I have taken my Motorola phone, which comes with Amazon's Assistant baked into it. I have connected it to my factory-fitted Volkswagen Golf stereo and experienced this problem. Take from that what you will. I'm not going to try and force an opinion on you. I'm just telling you it doesn't work. And if you want to know where the problem lies, I tried a different phone and that phone worked fine. So it's the phone, right? Except I can take that same phone and connect it to a different Bluetooth speaker and not experience the problem there. Which means it is a combination of that phone using that stereo when using the Amazon Echo Auto. I should point out the Motorola phone doesn't experience an issue with that stereo using the Google Assistant. Take from that what you will, it's Amazon's fault. In summary, if you haven't already bought an Amazon Echo Auto, don't. In my opinion. I mean, there'll be a comment section full of people going, no, shut up. So the thing is, right, the hardware implementation is amazing. The actual microphones, they'll hear me 9 times out of 10, even if this thing is in the glove box on the other side of the car. It's that good. The software implementation, however, is really rocky. Not only can I not get a coherent sentence out of her if I'm using a mobile phone that she doesn't like, when I do get it working properly with my other phone, I'll find that sometimes she'll hear me but refuse to react. She won't say anything in response. Sometimes she's fighting with the Google Assistant to speak whilst my system is navigating me around the roads. Everything else is great. I like what it is capable of doing, I just don't like the fact that a lot of the times it won't do it. Similarly, I find it hideously ugly.
I'm Amazon's face.
I can't stand the way it looks, I hate its stand. The stand is definitely the worst aspect of it by a mile. If you're looking at it going, oh, I don't think it looks that bad, look at it again and its stand. You don't want that stand in your car, it's horrid. If you've bought one of these already, perhaps you've replaced the stand with something else, and maybe you're having none of the problems I'm having. I don't believe you. That's it for this week. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. That'll tell YouTube's algorithms it was a good video and more people should see it. If you want to see some more of this guy, hit that subscribe button and ding that bell. If you ding the bell, it lets YouTube know you want to be notified when I upload videos. These amazing people here are my patrons from Patreon. Without them, I wouldn't have bought this thing. These guys help fund this channel and they are the best people in the world. If you want to come and be one of those guys, you can do that at either Patreon or buy me a one-off beer at PayPal, and either way, I'll love you forever. These are my social medias, my Facebooks and my Twitters and my Instagrams. Come and hang out there and I shall see you next time. Distracted driving can be dangerous and result in serious injury or death. So here is a distracting robot to babble inanity at you at 70 miles an hour on the motorway. Jonathan, is this going to cost me more money? Why is his voice changing? I think we're getting Californian now. Well, they're trying to put she that should not be named in a car, and they're trying to put she that should not be named in a car. Let's put she that should not, Sorry, Mr. Bezos!